First take. Thank you for joining the panel, and I'll just let you guys go ahead. Thank you.
Hey, I only have a few minutes. I don't really want to go back and forth, resort to more personal jabs with Ryan like he took at me here in the beginning. I just want to give him an opportunity to answer the questions I tweeted about. It's pretty special to me that I tweeted just a few really easy questions and yet he hasn't answered them. So all I would ask is
Okay, guys, I'm
if
here finally.
all I would ask, Eden, is if you wouldn't mind just muting everyone except Ryan and I, because obviously everyone on the panel for sure is an extremely pro HCL crowd. So I just kind of want to have like a one-on-one with Ryan specifically. And again, all I want to do before I hop off is just get his answers to the questions I asked. If it'd be okay if I ask him on the space.
I'm going to allow that. If the people want 1v1, Ryan Feldman, Garrett. So Bear Jew, thank you for joining the panel. Because Garrett's here, if you wouldn't mind just waiting a minute, I do see you. Apologize to you, Bear Jew. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to allow Garrett and Ryan to have a conversation, whatever. You guys got the floor. Go. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm literally just like going to repeat verbatim what I tweeted, which he has not responded to. And so the first one is like, did I ask you countless times every time there was a game where Luda was talking about playing? And also, to be clear, Luda played in many, many big games as well. And you'll notice I never once played in a single one of those. Ryan knew exactly how I felt about it. And I asked him countless times, is Luda playing on this day? And every time he would just confirm no. And before Ryan answers, I just want to point out that I am painfully aware that Ryan and Ludacris have always been, at minimum, extremely close friends. So where he tries to tastelessly post that screenshot or whatever, what did he think I was gonna say about Luda? I'm never gonna say anything negative about Luda to Ryan, knowing how close they are. So anyway, the question, Ryan, is did I ask you many times, is Luda playing before I would play in a game?
I would strongly deny that. I even went back and tried to find old texts to see.
Ryan, stop twisting the words. I asked many times in our verbal conversations.
Okay, I do not remember that ever happening. I'm being honest with you. I'm not saying it didn't. I don't remember that ever happening. And that's not the case that I don't ever remember you saying, oh, is Chris playing in this game? Okay, fine, then I'll play. No, that's not how it worked. He didn't want to play with you because he knows you're a great player. And he likes playing in fun, soft lineups. That's the truth of the matter. It was never a thing where you chose not to play in games. No, the only Fridays he ever played is if you were out of town or if it was a special game. That was it. There was never an option for both to play.
Yeah.
I will
go ahead. Sorry.
I'll go to bat on that.
Yeah. No, I wanted to let you finish. Yeah, no, but we're saying the same thing. You're saying Luda didn't want to play with me. I'm saying in no world was I ever willing to play with Luda, something I made very clear to you despite your close friendship.
What I'm saying is that I was never aware, or at least fully aware, that you felt that way, that I'm not going to play with him because of whatever. Mm-hmm. No. It was just never an option or never a discussion because you guys were just, the fans wanted you guys to see the player, but to play together, but it was just never an option because you guys played in different kinds of games.
All right, let's go to the next one.
And he didn't really play, and he didn't really play big that often. He played, Tuesday game 5-5 50 or whatever, and you played 100.
Right. Again, but there was several exceptions to that in the HCL library where you can see he played in big games. But
how many times did he play?
I have no idea, but these things are so inconsequential. Like I said, I want to keep this brief.
He played in the Keating game twice that you weren't inviting to, and he played once in another Friday game that you weren't in town for. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, and then so I guess this is technically two parts. Did you hide from anyone HCL ownership? HCL ownership. Sorry. Live at the Bike minority ownership. And I'm not blowing up anyone's specific spot here in any way. I'm just naming a few of the minority owners of Live at the Bike at that time. That would be Evelyn. That would be JJ. That would be Dan, Zach. Did you not reveal to any of those people at any time that Luda was your roommate?
Okay. I would say that I never like specifically intentionally for any malicious reason lied or hid that fact from anyone. I didn't go and announce it once we started being roommates. I didn't go and post it like, hey guys, like just letting you know, because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I never maliciously hid it from anyone.
Yeah, and I think this is like, and so this is me interjecting an opinion. It's not a question. This is where I think the audience needs to utilize some critical listening skills. You'll see Ryan dance around the truth all the time in spots like this. It would be ridiculous for the other owners of HCL. No, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. The other owners of Live at the Bike to not know Ryan and Ludacris are roommates when, as Ryan self-proclaimed, wait, let me finish. 10 minutes ago, Luda was the quote Garrett of Tuesday. Like, it's just so fucking egregious. And to pretend, as you do with so many things, that it was just an oversight is just so absurd. And before you finish that, I also just want to make very clear what I'm doing is a far cry from accusing Ludacris directly. And that's why so many other people that have been brought up in this conversation or whatever refuse to do that as well. We see what happens in Jack 4, where the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming and you will be crucified for life for that, right? Which is why I think someone else asked at the beginning of the space, like, why didn't Garrett mention his concerns about Luda in 2017? It's very, very obvious. Again, even in Jack 4 with outrageous amount of circumstantial evidence, you're still going to get absolutely burned at the stake for that. So again, I didn't say anything one way or another in my tweet, but I am not directly accusing Ludacris of cheating. I am simply like stating a series of like factual things that happened, and just looking for Ryan to answer the questions.
Yeah, I understand the question, and
so anyway,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hold on. I get what you're saying about optics, and obviously, like looking back on it, like a year after that, I was like, well, that was stupid. Like, why wouldn't I just like put it out there if I knew that people felt this way or whatever? But I know that there's nothing malicious about it. So in the moment, I didn't think it was a big deal. Why? Like, I'll turn it back on you. Why didn't you go and like tell people or publicly that there was a player playing in Friday games sometimes with you that was living with you for a while?
Living with me? No one has ever lived with me in a Friday game. Not even close.
No poker players ever stayed at your house for weeks?
No, absolutely not.
All right, well, that's not what I'm told.
I'm a 37-year-old man, like, who's lived alone and then with my wife exclusively since I moved to LA 13 years ago. So,
all right, well,
we're really like grasping for straws here, bro.
I'm not grasping for
straws. Of course, dude, that was your whole interview with Vertucci, man. Like, I'm really gonna try not to get into this too much. But your whole interview
you act like you're this like saint that
hell no, bro. I think the exact opposite. In fact, that's what I'm so tilted up about, man. Is like Jack 4 went down, and like I was just like deemed like this like hero when like I'm not a hero. I've never been a hero. Like, I play poker well and by the rules, and beyond that, like, I'm no hero. It's just like that simple. And I never claimed to be holier than thou in any way, shape, or form. But all right.
Dude, you had very close relationships with a couple players that you played in games with on the show. I'm not going to like speculate anything about how close that relationship was, but I'm just saying, like, people are friends with people in poker. People have, like, it's just like, don't act like you're like holier than everyone and that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the deflection was like, I don't know, blocked, buddy. Like, what you're saying has no fucking merit.
It's true. I can fucking show. I can get people up here to like say that they like know who those people are that you had very close, possibly financial relationships with that you played.
Listen to the words you're saying, bro. Very close, possible. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're gonna have someone come up here and say that like I had a friend in poker and possibly we had a financial arrangement? Like, it's such a joke, bro. Like, you're grasping for straws that are grasping for straws.
I'm not grasping for straws. It's fact in the community. Everyone knows in the high stakes community. Everyone knows that.
All right, yeah.
So I'm just saying that, like, you're telling me you're trying to like insinuate that I did something malicious by being friends with someone and living with them for a year. Like, that's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about some really, really different things here. But all right, anyway, so the next question was did you break down in tears when you pled to the former COO of the bike when trying to remove the ban that had been placed on Luda? So you just gave a really, really clean cut story that omits like 90% of like what actually happened in terms of that situation. Where
No, 90% of what happened.
okay, so let's go in order. Let's just go in order with like what you said. So the first thing you said was you and the other owners of Live at the Bike couldn't decide what to do, as if what it was some sort of split. Is that right? Is that what you're insinuating?
Yes.
Okay, who was on your side? Name another owner who was on your side who thought it was best that Luda continue to play in the games.
Brian and Evelyn both did at first. They were both on my side.
Again, you see, even like the at first, and these things are.
Well, we had you're not there. We had a conversation. We had probably 4 long conference calls about this. Like,
what I was privy to is several people that I'm close with who are former owners giving me word for word how those conversations played out. So that's again, and this is why
you can believe.
This is why I wrote that in my tweet again, which is. This is secondhand information on my part. Again,
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why this is relevant. But if you want to ask me what happened, I'll tell you what happened. If you want to call me a liar, call me a liar. But I'll tell you what happened.
It's relevant because like you're not giving people the full story, and basically the questions
so
that.
What are you insinuating? You're starting to be fucking annoying. What are you insinuating? If you're not calling Chris a cheater, and what are you insinuating? So what? He was close to him. Wasn't close to him. What's your fucking point, bro? You're starting to be annoying.
Yeah.
All right, that's you getting tagged in here. I'm going to allow it, Garrett. It's up to you how you want to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to have a one-on-one conversation with Ryan. It's like,
I know you do. You always want to set the scene.
Eldar, just jump
You're
in
being a little
after we're
quantify
done.
your rules so you could chew him up, and you don't want to hear from anyone
You're
else.
being a little conceited. You're trying to play by your rules. Oh, I just want to say what I want to say, and then I'm going to step off. But then you go in the back. Oh, you listen to Nick's show. You spend all this time listening, and then when you talk, you don't want people to say shit, and then you want to jump off.
yeah,
What are you insinuating? Okay, so you're saying he's not a cheater, and now you're trying to prove that he was close to Chris. What's your point?
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not.
So what are you saying?
I am not stating a clear opinion on it. I'm pointing out a series of factual things that went down that are.
What's your point?
But then what's the point of all this, Garrett, if you're not accusing me or him or anyone of anything?
We can't have it 2v1. Let's go Garrett and Beardew if Garrett allows it. We got to keep it 1v1 though.
I have no interest in Eden. Like, I know you're trying to run a show, and I know that would be like sort of interesting, and Beardew saying some salacious things. I get that. I just wanted to ask Ryan these questions real quick.
Sure.
He hasn't.
Ask me the last question, and then I'll let. I got to.
You don't mind waiting? Sorry, guys.
Garrett, I got to commentate in 7 minutes, so we'll wrap up and then let whatever Eldar or whoever else do their thing afterwards.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, so did you go to the former COO on multiple occasions, pleading to like remove the ban?
No, that
never happened, and you never went to her in tears.
Will you let me just explain what happened? Or do you want to just try to jump in like
dude? That's the whole reason I asked. Go for it.
Okay, so I just told the whole story exactly as it happened. I don't know how you want me to prove to you that that's the truth, but it's the truth. What I just told you is the truth. Is there other things that happened? Obviously, yes, but that is the story of what happened. Okay, we had multiple conversations, long talks. I remember at least one of them being like an hour on the phone with the 5 owners, talking about what to do with it. We're yelling at each other. We're going back and forth. What do we do? Some people are flip-flopping. Some people have strong opinions. Obviously, I have a strong opinion. Obviously, JJ had a strong opinion. Obviously, Dan is trying to be logical and be, like the not Switzerland, but like the mediator or whatever. But he sided mostly with JJ. We had those conversations for many hours and multiple talks, okay? We were at a standstill. We couldn't agree. Like, if the other 4 owners said, oh, we don't care, Ryan, like, this is what it's going to be, then they would have overpowered me and it would have happened. But that's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened, right? Because Luda did get banned from the show despite your best efforts.
No.
Did Luda get banned from the show?
No, we did not ban him as a Live at the Bike. Live at the Bike did not ban
All
him.
right, then we
That's not
just
what
need
I'm.
to change the word. It's pretty funny that we're ironically going back to the word ban here. Did
I'm
Luda
literally
stop
explaining.
playing on the show?
Yes, because we left it up to the casino. They said yes, and they let him play for the longest time, and there was nothing that happened in that time. And then for whatever reason later, Michelle one time saw me and Chris both playing at the same table before the show, off camera. And she walked by and she called me and said, "Hey, what did we decide like 2 months ago or whatever? Like I thought we said like but he wasn't going to play anymore, whatever." And I was like, "No, you and Mark, God rest his soul, said no." Like, and Mark was the one leading the case. Mark was the one who was. And Mark was mostly on Chris's side about letting him play.
Yeah.
And Mark said, no, let's just let him play, but just try to scale it back, like have him play once or twice a
Well,
week instead of like 2 or 3
that's
times a week.
awfully convenient. The guy who's passed away was on his side. That's beautiful. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, okay, so you're going to call me a liar? Like, I'm telling you the truth right now. You want to call me a liar? Call me you're asking me for what happened. I'm telling you what happened, okay?
All right. Eden, I think that's all I got. Go ahead, Ryan.
So I'll finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's what Mark and Michelle said. We'll let him play. Just let him play less. Okay, fine. He played less. Like that was like October. Now this is like December. Michelle sees him, whatever, playing in there. She pulls me aside. She says, "Hey, what happened? What did we decide? Like, blah, blah, blah." And we're like, "No, Mark said that just to have him scale him down, like play once or twice a week. That's what he's been doing." And she's like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know. I think it's like bad optics, since you guys are, close and he's playing on the show. Like, let's just have him not play anymore." And initially I was arguing with her. I was like, "What the hell? Like you guys just said 2 months ago it was fine. Like why? Like what changed?" And she's like, "I don't know. I just think it's like a bad look. Like it's just safer this way." Whatever. We talked for I don't know how long. Obviously, I pleaded. That was it.
Yeah.
We said okay. I said okay, Michelle. You got to tell him though. Like I don't want to be the one to tell him.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%. I was upset about the decision. For
Why?
Sure. Like,
Why be so devastated by that?
I don't think I was devastated. I argued because if somebody banned you from the show for cheating, and I knew that you didn't cheat, you don't think I would be upset when you were a popular player on our show back then? Like,
Yeah,
come on.
I mean,
like,
you're
I'm running a show.
compare.
I'm putting shows.
You're trying to like sell people that like the eyeballs were on Ludacris
so
in 2017.
so
They obviously were not. And I think it reminds me of another thing you said like in your podcast, and it was just like, I mean, it was just such a chef's kiss, bro. Like you were making a comment about like how you don't get involved in these sort of things, like whatever, and you go, "There's one exception, like when it costs me money." You're like, anytime something's going to affect my business, then I'm going to hop in on Twitter. Then I'm going to say something. And like,
what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said on Nick's podcast, but
referring to what?
You don't get involved in social media drama, this or that, unless it affects your bottom line.
I said, no, that is not what I said. Go pull up that clip. That is 100% not what I said. I said I don't get involved unless it's factually wrong.
Just like the other clip that you're like I didn't say that, and then I literally gave you the exact timestamp where you try to do the standard like misinformation thing where you go, people think Garrett stole the money. Like
Garrett, how much do you want to bet that I didn't say anything about bottom line or making money? I said I don't care anymore because nothing that anyone can say hurts our business. Our business is putting together shows. Yeah. We still have a popular show. That's the point. Yeah. Nobody that some random person with 10 followers says on Twitter doesn't affect whether or not people are watch our show or not. That's our business. Yeah. Now, I didn't say anything about bottom line or dollars. Go find a quote in there that I said that. That's
all right. So I just I know Ryan has to go, and then I know like his minions like need to pile on. So just give me one more second here, Eden, and then I'm just gonna hop off. I was asked like, what is the point? Like, what am I doing here? Basically, the point is, here are the facts of the thing that happened in the Ludacris controversy, right? I think that's an extremely fair word, given there were, as Ryan said, 4 meetings, and he ultimately did not play on the show after that. I'm giving the poker community that information, and they can just do whatever they want with it. Period.
That information been out on.
But why is that important to you in relation to whatever the?
You know what? It's funny. You're like making my point for me. It isn't important to me. It does.
why would you
It
bring it up?
doesn't.
Nobody
It
asked
does
you to
not
talk
serve
about it.
my business interests
Then
whatsoever.
why would you randomly bring it up out of nowhere? Nobody asked for
Bro,
your
because
comment.
I get
Why?
so sick of your misinformation campaign. I get so
But I didn't
sick.
post anything
I
either.
get.
I didn't go on Twitter. Garrett, I didn't go on Twitter and post anything about you. I didn't comment on whatever the thing happened
Oh
last
yeah.
night.
Okay.
I didn't
How
tweet
about?
anything.
How about? Did you have a meeting with Nick Airball before he went on Doug's platform, which is a megaphone of several 100,000 people, and literally go over talking points about what he would say to Doug the next day? Did that happen or not?
I don't fucking know. Probably. But like,
Probably.
what is it?
Oh, well, you act like you're like the innocent victim here, and you go, "I don't know anything. I'm
Garrett,
Mr.
what
Nice
does this
Guy."
have to
Like,
do with anything? Nobody asked your opinion on some hand that you came out on your own because you wanted to chime in and said this hand has nothing to do with Jack Ford.
yeah,
And then you just totally changed the subject to something completely different from 4 years ago. Why? What is
the
the point? And how does this
discussion was ludicrous, and I stayed right on the topic of ludicrous. Period.
But why? What is the point of dragging somebody down? What is the point?
This is information I think the poker
Why,
community deserves to know.
why do you
So,
have like a grudge against him or us? Like, is it because I went on Nick's podcast? I don't get
yeah,
it.
it's all right. You don't need to get it. Eden, I think
So it's just
that's all I got. I mean, like I said, Ryan, if you have like another question or something for me, real quick, I just can't be like doing 1-on-9 here, and I know the wolves of
I'm fine with
the
that. I
ACL
don't
echo
care.
chamber are awfully hungry right now. You know, I want to
Garrett,
let them eat here.
I don't go on I typically don't go on and say shit like this and
Ryan,
get involved
stop,
unless someone
bro. You just admitted you gave Airball the talking points for Doug's podcast. And then it's so
I didn't give
funny
him
when
fucking
like people
talking
in the
points.
comments after
What
are
is
like, oh shit, Ryan's story mirrors Airball's in regards to lineups, which is like, dude, the story's so tired, man. You didn't win anyone over then, and you're certainly not winning anyone
okay?
over a year and a half later
So
with
it's out
that.
of line for
And then it's
me to
also super cute.
it's out of line for hold on. It's out of line for me to talk about factual things that are
Do
true.
whatever you
Why?
want, bro. You're allowed to do whatever you want. It's just super
So
cute.
it's okay for
Vertucci
you to
comes
make
in here
stuff
and he
up
goes,
if it fits your
you know
agenda, but it's not okay
what's
if
so
people
funny
ask me a
about that
question. Say yes.
screenshot? Like Ryan posted a screenshot and on accident it shows the rating scale. Like, I mean, who are we fooling here? You got to be dumb as fucking rocks to not understand like their elementary strategy to like try to make me look bad on the internet, you know?
Yeah, I'm dumb as rocks, and you're the guy who accidentally banned yourself from playing on shows, and like you're
Yeah,
coming
dude,
at
because
me for being dumb.
you and
Okay.
I couldn't be more the opposite, dude. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck
Then why did you fucking take 135,000 from the girl
because
if you don't care about money, you fucking liar?
it's obviously the fucking right thing to do because I was fucking
Oh, so
cheated in the
when it's the
hand,
right
dude.
thing to do, it's okay to take money from people,
Get the
but you're
fuck
not a
out of
money guy.
here,
I
dude.
got it.
We all
Okay,
knew
come on.
exactly what
Get the
happened
fuck
with
out of here.
Postal. And when she offered me the money, which you damn well know happened, that was the moment that like I realized this is the only opportunity like justice will ever fucking be served here. You know that. I know that. The two things have nothing in common. And this dumb accusation, like, oh, Garrett's
So you
stupid.
chose money.
Garrett's
So
stupid.
you
He
don't care
cost
about
himself money. Get the fuck
you
out of
don't care about
here.
money, but you
Obviously, I
chose
could have
money.
played
Got it.
this differently, maintained a relationship with HCL, and kept playing on their games. I just didn't give a fuck anymore. Period. So, anyway, this whole thing is getting like super off the rails. So, Eden,
All right,
Eden,
whatever. Just
I'm gonna
don't say
hop
you don't
off.
care about money when you took 135,000 from
Wow,
somebody.
dude,
That's
that
All right.
what a brilliant comeback, dude. Exactly. Yeah, that's why like I put.
All right, Garrett, thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry to cut you off. Just a quick thing. We're going to leave it at that. It's up to Garrett if you want. Yeah, there he goes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and open it. Look, it's still there, Garrett. Thank you for coming by. I'm going to go ahead and allow the people with their opinions. I'm doing the best I can here to level the playing field as much as possible. All right, but we are going to allow everybody else their opinions. Garrett, you're welcome to come back. Sorry again to interrupt you right there and interrupt everybody else. Thank you for joining us on the Eden Rock Show, but back to the panel.